Hi guys, bonjour, ciao, annyeonghaseyo, hola. Welcome back to the Elegant Country Mom. I am Ilene, for those of you who are new to my channel. And in today's topic, we are going to be talking about picky eaters. I realize this is something more that either moms or dads could relate to, or maybe if you're a babysitter, basically someone who deals with kids on a regular basis, you'll probably be able to relate to this and understand where I'm coming from. I apologize for the lighting issues, guys. I tried setting up my camera stand and it's so windy, it literally wasn't really working. Anyhow, so I apologize for the lighting, for the wind, all of those factors. But anyhow, for today, for picky eaters, disclaimer, I probably already said it already or not, I don't remember. Anyhow, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a pediatrician, I'm not trained in any way, but I am a mom, and I do know what it's like to have to deal with a picky eater. My 2-year-old, at times, she is worse than Gordon Ramsay as far as being a food critic, literally. She has come a long way in the past year and a half, probably about the last year and a half. But anyhow, picky eaters. If you deal with a picky eater, you know where I come from. Picky eaters are very challenging to feed. They're those kids that no matter what you give them, they turn their nose up and they don't want to touch the food. It could be something as simple as literally, it could be something as simple as making pancakes and they don't want to eat it. Or pizza. What kind of kid doesn't want to eat pizza? Trust me, I've been there. But the one thing nobody ever talks about, okay, you go to the pediatrician, they give you all these recommendations. You go to your doctor pediatrician, they give you all these different recommendations. If you're lucky, you get a really supportive family doctor or pediatrician who knows you're trying your best. You're literally pulling your hair out almost because you want to try to get your kid to eat. You go to the dietitian and they give you all these different things. But the best thing that I have learned when it comes to dealing with picky eaters is literally when you don't give a rip, that is usually when they are more likely to eat. Now, I'm not saying that in a negative way or in a type of way where you shouldn't care whether or not your child eats or not. What I'm meaning is that, let's say you make a meal, you provide 2 or 3 other options of food, and if you present the food in a way where it's if you eat it, great. If not, then okay, whatever. Kind of or it leaves it up to them, if that makes any sense. Then I found that it's honestly way more effective for trying to get them to eat. I found that when you tend to almost stand over your child, or not quite stand over them, harp, that might be the wrong word. You might think you're encouraging, but it might come across in their little minds that you're trying to force them to eat. I find when you keep comments to a minimum about eating in general, when they're eating, let's say they're picking up a piece of cheese or a strawberry, or it could be as simple as trying the sandwich you made them. I find when I keep my comments to a minimum during mealtime and instead let my kids just chat while they eat, I find they eat way more than when I get involved in the conversation. That has honestly been the biggest thing that I have learned when it comes to dealing with a picky eater. My youngest is the worst eater, but like I mentioned earlier, she is getting better. She's night and day difference from where she used to be. My oldest one now is the picky eater, in that different things like pizza or something as simple as mashed potatoes she won't touch. So instead, yes, always encourage trying new foods. I find the time when my girls are more interested in trying something new is when they are the hungriest. So at mealtime, if you're going to introduce something new, stick that new item of food first on their plate. Have that, say, a small little spoonful of whatever it is. Have that be the first thing that they try. And then once they're done with that, then bring on the regular foods that you know that they will eat. I realize I'm not trying to talk too terribly much on the food aspect. I'm trying to share a bit of, I guess, tips and tricks on, from a parent's perspective, different things that we can do. The biggest thing I've already mentioned is just try to keep your cool. I find if I'm having a stressful day and I get, again, involved in the conversation that my girls are having, then they are far more likely to, very windy, they are far more likely to either turn up their noses at what it is I made them, like one of them usually will, or one of them just will not want to eat. So again, I'm not an expert, and this is probably going to seem really short and really almost not quite, just a very short video, but I just want to keep things like, as parents, it's so easy for us to get stressed out over little things. We always worry about whether or not our child is eating enough, whether or not they're getting their fruits and veggies in, whether or not they're getting enough protein, all this sort of stuff in. But the one thing we always forget is how we react to the situation. It is, of course, way easier said than done, because like I know when my second one, when we found out that she was struggling to gain weight, trust me, I've talked with the doctor, nutritionist, dietitian, and everything, so you guys don't have to worry or whatever, okay? But when we were in those early stages of when she was like an extremely picky eater, it is so easy for us as parents to just get completely stressed out and get focused on the amount of food they eat, rather than just trying to stay calm and, in a sense, not quite keep our noses out of it, but in a sense, like, just stay calm and don't like, I'm not even sure if I'm wording this properly, but like, you know how when you get like so stressed out over something, you almost like focus in on it, like you just kind of like magnify the problem almost because of how tunnel visioned you are. I found once I became more relaxed over meal times, when meal times became more fun. That's another key thing, is when you're dealing with a picky eater, make sure mealtime is fun. Get them involved in making their food. Let them choose different foods that either you think they will like, or different foods that you know interest them, whether it be, say, their favorite color. If they like red, then incorporate red foods into their meal. Simple things like that. Like, I realize this is, again, not really much based on nutrition. It's more of like how to deal with picky eaters mentally. Probably should have said that sooner in the video. But yeah, because I know I've been there, and it's a very stressful thing when you find out from your doctor that your child is underweight, and because they're such a picky eater, they're having a hard time gaining weight. Trust me, I've been there. It's no fun. It's stressful. And I guess as a parent, if you don't learn how to, I guess, find a release for, like, again, for dealing with a picky eater or whatever it is, it can eat away at you inside, so much so that you could either get like anxiety or panic attacks or whatever for whenever your child doesn't eat. Literally, I was there. Like, there were times when I was so stressed over the fact that my little girl would not want to eat her food that I would end up going into the bathroom and bawling my eyes out. And I'm not sharing this as a pity factor or anything. I'm just sharing this to let you other parents know that yes, it's stressful, but hang in there, okay? You got this. You can do this. I'm losing my trains of thought. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, you're an amazing parent, whether you're a mom, dad, whoever you might be. And I just want you to know that no matter what, if you're dealing with one picky eater, two, I don't know how many you're dealing with, but stay positive. That's like it's something so simple, but yet it can be so challenging. Stay positive. Make mealtime fun. And I found, for me, the least amount of comments I make about whether or not they're eating or not, I find in the end it turns out way more positive. than when I start talking about like, oh, you should eat your food or do this or do that kind of thing. Because nobody likes it when you're feeling pressured into doing something that you're either unsure about or whatever the case may be. So I guess that's kind of my little talk for you guys today. For all you parents, stay strong. You've got this. You are amazing, wonderful people, and you love your children. And good luck with your picky eaters, because it's no fun. And if you guys have any comments, leave them down below. Remember, this is a positive page where we're here to encourage each other. And like, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. And remember, follow your gut, be you, and smile. Have an awesome, wonderful day. Talk to you later. Bye.